last year.
All right, we'll open this meeting at 4:20. Let the record show that all selectmen are present. We are now make a motion to go into non-public as per RSA 91A:3, personnel. I hear a second.
Second.
Roll call vote?
Yes.
Yes.
I have some questions about the recycling.
We all do.
Yeah, we all do.
I don't even know how to phrase this.
Make a motion that we seal the minutes of the non-pub as they pertain to personnel permanently, as they pertain to other matters until the matters are resolved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, Chief, the one item left for you is we have 4 vehicles that we need to have installation of the cameras put in. Do you want to have the company do the installs? We've lost our installer.
Yeah, I'll call him tomorrow.
Okay.
We have to, what's the consensus of the board?
If that's,
How
What
much
company
is
is
it?
going to install them?
they said
$250.
$250 a car.
Is this the company we purchased it from?
Yes.
Yes.
Now, are we
Cop
certain
sync.
that the entity up in Guilford, that we have electronics, that does electronics for us?
Call me, I could get a quote from them, but I'm thinking
It might come in higher.
But if you want.
It might not.
It's $250.
It's only a phone call.
So,
Would we get the same technician that's been installing them?
we don't know the answer to that.
Yeah.
Possibly we may, but it wouldn't be our problem and we wouldn't be paying it, other than the initial.
Install is an install
Well, call
at that
Guilford.
point.
Why don't we make a motion to get them installed?
Not to exceed the 250 each?
For 4 vehicles.
I would say 300, because if it's within $50, I'd rather go local.
Okay.
300, right. Not to exceed. So the motion is to go out and get the cameras installed in the last 4 vehicles, not to exceed 300.
Will they warranty their installation?
They better.
Yes, they do.
I mean,
Guilford.
I understand this
It's Lily
isn't putting in the
Pond, right?
cassette deck, but
It's only now.
Huh?
It's only bought Lily.
oh me?
Oh, last week on
Oh,
Do I hear a second?
second.
All those in favor of the motion? Is any discussion?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Why are we going above 250?
Just to give us that $50.
It gives
you
us a
don't have
leeway.
to spend more than 250.
Well, if it's 260 and Lily Pond can do it,
Right,
it's local. If we
right.
have a problem, they're right there. We don't have to wait.
And we don't have to go back to the other one that might be 2-3 weeks down the road. That gives him the leeway of the $50.
And this Lily Pond is a solid,
Ossipee Mountain.
reputable.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We've had all our equipment installed by Ossipee Mountain, and Ossipee Mountain just bought them out.
Yeah.
And a camera is a camera is a camera.
Right.
Right. Get quotes on the lines, only comes in the cheapest.
Yep.
The other companies are not mass, they're usually $1,000 more per car to put the lights in.
Yep.
So we usually go with only, they give us the best price, they're insured, they're professional, they do a great job. So, but I'll tell them the number I'm working with, see if they can
Match it.
match it.
Okay.
Perfect.
All those in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Aye. All right, somebody write that. I want to get Catherine.
Oh, yes.
You want to write that
Yeah, I will.
motion down? So it's up, not to exceed.
Have it. Have it.
Do you have it, the tape running?
Oh, we taped it?
Ready for you? Our thing. Go right ahead.
Okay, Tommy's not on the agenda, but I talked with him this afternoon, and, I should say Tom Matthews from TLC Jewelry. Come on up.
Put that right in here.
Last year, Tom came before the board and asked about a slush cone cart, and we granted him permission to do that. But he didn't purchase the slush cone cart last
Never
year,
got my root beer.
but he did this year, and he asked me if he could just go ahead and go out and do it, or come before the board. So I said, why don't you just come before the board and see if it's still okay, and if everything's on board.
Are those
Go with it.
permissions that we gave last year, like, null and void at this point?
They don't expire until
I
we
thought it was a
expire
fine
them.
idea last year. I'm looking forward to it.
You have a picture of the one you bought? We
Myself.
just wanted to make sure that everybody's on board with it, and I know Al wasn't there, and
If he has root beer.
Like,
only if you have root beer.
hay and ice and what have you.
Yeah.
And that will go in the store
You can see it
at
without
night.
the sun. Can you see it?
Yep. Now, where are you going to?
You made
I remember
the-
we had
In
this
between the-
conversation. You're going to
You made
have
the
this
motion, right?
in between the buildings as an alleyway?
Next to,
And Catherine seconded
right
it.
next to there's a set of doors that go up to the,
Holy jumping Jesus.
used to go to the theater, did somebody say? Did you say that? Tony has storage in there. You know, the entrance to the apartments,
Yeah.
and then to the right, there's two doors there.
Oh, the two unused doors. You're going to have it there.
Right.
Did we get, you got permission from
Yes, he just wants to see a copy of the insurance policy.
whose insurance policy?
Us.
Oh.
Tony just said.
Did you get written permission from him?
I do have written, I have an email from him, but I can get, he was in yesterday, I discussed it again with him yesterday.
Yeah, you're better off for your own protection to get it written. Okay.
You should just supply us with a copy, just so that, we can say we didn't give him permission to do something he didn't have permission to do.
Right.
Otherwise, yeah, you go ahead and put a card on
when
somebody
you get the
else's
written-
property.
When you get something in writing from him that gives you the permission, just drop a copy off to Catherine.
And there's a
Be all set.
vendor's license that goes with that, isn't there?
Everything.
No, it's on his own property.
Oh, thought you were
We still
just...
have, we have the hawkers and vendors for the other,
It's on his,
Well, that's festive.
it's on his store site.
Would that umbrella fit in between those buildings?
if it doesn't, I don't need the umbrella, but it just,
Yeah.
I'm sure out of shape, if we have
Right.
shade there.
Maybe you can alter the umbrella so that it would fit up against the...
No, it's
No?
going fast.
Yes.
All right.
Thank
So
you.
the consensus is that everything's okay,
Oh,
and
yeah.
We can
Still
go
a good
ahead.
idea.
as long as you have root beer, we're fine.
It's the first thing my wife said, Catherine's root beer. So I will get that written permission from you. I mean, from,
From Tony, right, and then just drop a copy off to Catherine Rosner whenever you get it, and that'll be fine. All right?
by email, is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, her email is adminassist@tiltonnh.
It's on the
Or me,
website.
send it to me, whatever, Board of Selectmen @tiltonnh.org, whatever.
Okay.
That'll work.
Catherine hasn't
Yep.
signed these yet.
Board of Selectmen goes to all 5 of us at the same time. Yep,
Well, thank you very much.
you're very welcome.
All right.
Enjoy.
Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Should I probably do a date, start date, or?
Whatever,
Can you have a grand opening?
yeah.
With root beer? Oh, my kids.
We did make a motion to do the corporals, but did we officially make a motion to make part-time? Didn't, did we?
Do what?
Yeah, we did talk about it. I don't know if we made a formal motion or not, but we did, no? Okay, so Catherine said we didn't do that.
I guess I wasn't here about that discussion. If you had that discussion, it must have been last week.
It was the same discussion. Going to the corporals, and I don't think we made a motion to do that.
Oh, that discussion? No, that discussion,
We
some of
talked
us were
about
like,
it,
absolutely
but,
not.
we didn't
Talking about that
decide.
discussion. No, we didn't come to
There
a
was talk.
conclusion. We certainly discussed it, but
There
there was
was
no
talk.
conclusion.
Right.
So that'll have to
Nothing
be a
official,
non-public.
anyway.
All right. Okay, so we'll hold off on that and talk about it in a non-public. If we don't get it today, then we'll get it next week.
Okay.
Chief, we're going to put this on hold,
Oh, yeah, okay.
talk about it. I will make a motion to draw down on the TAN for $400,000 by April 10th, 2013.
Second.
Any discussion? This is Tim's request. It's in his report, right here. All those in favor of the motion?
Yes.
Okay.
Show must go on, folks.
Yep.
Yeah, because our party starts at 6.
All right. That's done. That's done. There are lots of signatures for exemptions. This one we're putting on hold. All right, so we have the agreement for Best Way. Catherine was, okay, that needs to be signed. Last week, we went with Best Way for the, am I right in this, MSW and pay-as-you-throw? Right. And this is the, I haven't looked at the new,
The one they
Agreement.
sent to us.
I'm not looking at what you're looking at, but my understanding is that the cover sheet with a place for signatures on the back of that sheet, right?
right,
Okay. That's a simple agreement that says that the contracts would run coterminous. They would be for 3 years.
So they're asking us to extend the curbside pickup for
Actually,
regular trash.
We did that. Tim did.
Tim did that.
Before we get too far into this, I just want to catch up, and I apologize that I'm
That's all right.
not up with you, but it says bi-weekly. It's twice a month, right? So it's
Correct.
bi-monthly?
that's twice a month, correct.
Okay. I'm looking at the bid, request for proposals, and we did not rebid this as
No.
recycled and regular trash?
No, we didn't. What happened was when Paul St. Hilaire from Best Way Casella found out, he voiced the opinion that Casella felt they had a valid contract, and to send out an RFP was in violation of that. It's like, oh, really? Well,
Who did he say that to?
he said that to me, he said that to Joyce. I believe Joyce still
Did
has
he
it.
say
on
it to the Board of
tape.
Selectmen?
He was here last week.
He was here last week. Okay, I read that. It sounded like that conversation.
Not vicious, but they were concerned. It's like, look, to think we're going to get in some kind of legal confrontation simply to find out that Best Way has the lowest price anyway, it didn't make sense to anybody at that point. We had RFPs that were good in November of 2012.
But only on the recyclables.
That's correct.
The reason we were going to send this out to see if somebody would do better if they were also picking up the regular trash as well.
Because Best Way has a contract for that service.
Well, that's debatable.
By lawyers for money.
It's still debatable. There's
It is
nothing
debatable.
There's nothing out there, even Best Way Casella, to stop us from investigating prices. We can send RFPs for, no matter what we're contracted for, to investigate prices. There's nothing out there that says we can't. I don't care what kind of contract we have. The only issue will come is if we decide to switch from Best Way. That's the only time that they'd have a complaint, that they'd have a legitimate, you can't do that. But they can't stop us
But
from...
you had a price on MSW from another company, correct?
At one point I did. I don't even know where that information is.
And you had, and we
But
had
that didn't
bids
come
on
come into it.
pay-as-you-throw. You had prices as pay-as-you-throw to quote as well.
Yeah. We have an ongoing relationship with Casella, and we'll have for pretty much the next 3 years, no matter what else happens. Now, the other companies that do recycling, okay, the pickup, have local trucks the way Best Way does. And they can't lower their prices because of the extra mileage and what have you associated with this.
How do we know if we haven't sent the RFP out?
We have sent RFPs out.
Not for
They were
both.
good in November.
Not for both.
We have a,
We pretty much took a vote and agreed that we were going to go with Casella,
Who did?
the Board of Selectmen.
I'm
You weren't here,
Asking.
and I'm sorry, but it was for the...
asking, so I just want to make sure what I'm seeing is clear, that we did not go out and get bids
We did
in
not.
combining
Right.
trash pickup and recyclables.
right.
Okay, so we're no better off than we were before.
We drew up, and we're no worse off. And we drew up a RFP, and then we opted not to send it out.
Okay. What's that? I read this. This says, number 2, and I'm at agreement for service, that the extension dated November 29, 2012 to the agreement dated April 1st, 2008 shall remain in full force and effect in conjunction with the aforementioned assignment and consent provided by the Board of Selectmen. And Best Way Disposal Service agrees to extend the solid waste agreement to be coterminous with the recycling agreement, thereby extending the solid waste agreement from March 31st, 2016 to May 31st, 2016. I don't get it.
What?
That's what it says. Right there. With all existing terms and conditions of both the existing April 1st agreement,
Solid waste.
We
I
just
have no
signed
idea
a-
what
we
that
just
says.
signed an extension.
Right.
Right, but that should be from 2013 to 2016, not 2016 to May 31st, 2016. It should be March 31st, 2013 to May 31st to 2016. And it's not. It's,
So what are we, 2 months off?
no. It says,
Years.
it says March 31st, 2016 to May 31st, 2016 It's the same year.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. That's
Yeah.
got to be a typographical error.
The year is incorrect. It should be 2013 to 2016.
Right. So we
Yeah,
just have to
that-
fix the year.
Yeah. I'm sure that just didn't even dawn on me when I read it.
Okay, I'm just looking here. On the first page, it's talking about Best Way Disposal Service Bid Proposal Form dated November 19,
Okay.
2012. Such prices quoted as being not to exceed prices in years 2 and 3, subject to a non-appropriation clause if the town meeting voters fail to appropriate sufficient funds to perform the agreement. And Best Way's verbal representations as recorded in the official minutes of the Board of Selectmen's meeting held on March 28, 2013. So it just
Don't
sounds
lose
to me
that tape.
like over here, he's just got the wrong year.
Right,
Yeah. it just has
but
to
you
be
can't
changed.
sign this until it's got the right year.
Right.
Oh, no, this is just for our perusal.
No, this is a signature here. They want a signature here, Joe.
Oh, well, then that's not right.
See,
Yeah.
so,
sent it out.
Catherine, Tim sent this up. I believe if you can just make a quick call down to him.
He's going.
Oh, he has?
We'll sign it next week.
We'll sign it next week then.
Tell me.
They're waiting for the,
Well-
sign it in order to order the,
Or you can fix it and we'll come
Yeah, and then we
inside.
can come in and sign it tomorrow sometime.
That works.
I see he's put the clause back in here.
yes, under this, so made and whole as part of the contractor.
They did not get written consent from the town.
Casella bought them in stock only, not the company.
They still bought them.
Not
Management
in
has
its
changed.
entirety.
Is it the same management?
Yes,
Yes, it is.
yes
Is
it
it the
is.
same company? They're owned by
Yes.
somebody else.
They're like a subsidiary
Right.
Oh,
of
I see.
It
Casella.
was a stock, they bought them out, lock, stock, and barrel.
Right.
So it was a stock purchase?
Yes,
Yes.
that's what it was.
Not an asset purchase?
Right.
I get it.
Correct.
It was on our game.
And that's why we went with it. That's why we went with this clause.
It's a 3-year thing. And I don't think the prices are out of line, and if they, for some reason, fail to serve us, I think they've served us in the past.
It was
then I'd
because
be
it
all
was
for
a
let's go
stock
out and just
Purchase and not an asset purchase that we, without the express
see
written
what else
consent of
is
the
out
town.
there, right?
This really is not, we already have an agreement with them. That contract would not have been voided by them doing what they did.
Not as an asset, not as a stock purchase.
Right. And therefore, that's why we did what we did last week, to sign it. I don't understand, I think Joe is going off in another direction, saying, well, they're the lowest price. The reason why we did that was because it was stock only and not an asset purchase, and we couldn't hold up to this agreement in a court of law under this little paragraph, no assignment of the agreement or any right occurring under this agreement shall be made in whole or part by the contractor without the express written consent of the town. And that is why we did that.
Right, nothing changed,
Right.
except the major stuff.
Yeah, it makes a difference,
Right.
unfortunately.
Yep.
But it still would have been nice to have known, to be able to look at people and say, yeah, we got prices. They're the cheapest,
But however,
and we don't know that.
I perused very quickly over the
3 years?
Waste Zero contract, and
That's a beauty, huh?
I want to puke.
Yes, isn't that something?
I haven't read it.
They came to the board,
Yesterday.
I have a
Yesterday.
report that goes with that document.
that was,
Looks to me
let me
like
have a few more
been
pieces of
burned.
chocolate before you present your case. Can I, before you present,
I have a report, not a case, a
all right,
report.
report, all right.
Letters and wash on people.
Listen, I know
Yeah.
your report is going to be a little bit lengthy, and we have a 6 o'clock, and then we're going to be done. I do want the board to know that this was a letter from Engaging New Hampshire that Jane Alden has been selected to receive the 2013 Joseph Vaughn Award. The Vaughn
get out of
Awards are
town.
presented,
3 years in a row?
yes, Tilton has been represented 3
Isn't
years in a row.
that something? 3 years in a
Absolutely.
row.
How about that?
So the Vaughn Award are presented annually by the State Committee on Aging and Engaging New Hampshire to an individual or couple over the age of 60 in each county who has shown outstanding leadership or achievement as a volunteer on behalf of older citizens and others in New Hampshire. And she will be honored at a special ceremony on Monday, May 6th, at 1:30 in the Executive Council Chamber Room 208, located on the second floor of the State House in Concord. And so cordially invite you all to attend.
I know, but the room is...
It's small, it's limited.
But I wanted
It is
to
limited.
say, let me talk to Cindy. If she just needs someone there with her, I'll volunteer to sit with her in the afternoon so that Kim can go, because I know that Kim is very good friends. I mean, I'm a good friend of Jane's too, but only just a short while have I known her, where Kim's known her for years and years. So I will talk to Cindy tomorrow and see if she would consider, she just wants an extra body there. Granted, I can't do motor vehicles, but I can answer telephones and say, I don't know.
That's the first day back from her vacation, so
Well, maybe she just, maybe
We'll
she'll
see.
consider it. I'll
Yeah.
ask. Can I just say one thing and then we'll let him
Yep.
have the rest? I had a talk with Lauren today and something happened. And they sent letters out to do spot inspections just to check their facts. And she had 2 people, one went in the hospital with a heart problem and someone else had an issue. I don't know what it was, but they're both out of commission. And then something else came up that she lost another person. So they're still going to do the spot evaluations, but they had already sent the letters out. Then even though the letter is open-ended, it'll probably, they were saying, to get to them in March, but now it looks like it'll be June or July. And she wanted to know if the board would like her to send out another letter just saying because of circumstances beyond our control, we're just delaying and we'll be by early in the summer.
Well, I think rather than send out that letter, we should wait until we get closer to the time when they're actually going out.
Right, yeah.
And resend the letter and
And then
perhaps
resend the letter.
attach a note apologizing.
Okay.
Explaining that there was an
All right.
unexpected delay.
Yes.
Otherwise, we're going to be having
Yeah.
2 more mailings. Instead of 1, we'll end up with
Right.
3 mailings.
Well, today I said to her, I got a letter, but nobody's been by. What's going on? She said, well, he ended up in the hospital and this was...
Oh, yeah, you did.
All
It's
right,
funny,
so-
I didn't get a letter, but they were at my house.
Really?
I never get a letter. I don't know why.
All right, well, I will send her an email then and just let her know that, just to wait, and then she can send out one letter closer to when they know they're going out. All right, that's all I had.
I have one more thing. Don't forget, this Saturday, April 6th, is the fundraiser for Nate at the Pancake Breakfast. Nate and the Senior Center, we're combining the fundraiser. And it's at Applebee's from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. The tickets are $10. I think I have some in my bag. And Cindy has some downstairs at Town Hall.
Chief has some too, right?
Chief has,
Yeah,
you have some too?
the PD, right.
And if people don't show, the entire $10 goes to the fundraiser. If they show, then a portion of it goes to Applebee's. So either way, they don't, I hope we get a lot of people.
Do you want everybody to pay and not show up?
It sounds like.
That's what it sounds like.
Well, there's a lot of people say that, they feel bad. I'll give to it, but, I can't go. And they feel bad that they can't go, but in this case, it's actually,
Good.
good because more money goes to the cause.
No show. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, me too. I don't eat. I go, truly, I go, but I don't eat because we're busy doing stuff, serving. I guess the offices are serving this time, right?
Right.
Got it.
Yeah, I'll be pouring coffee
Yeah.
Excellent.
on your
Great.
lap.
I couldn't go, but I bought tickets and told her to give them.
Well, see, that's all
Don't
going
worry,
to
your
go to them.
$10 is going to a good cause.
Al will take your share.
Full amount.
Okay. Anyone else before Joe talks about his recycling?
All right,
Because that will take a while.
Catherine? No? Well, yours, Joe.
All right. Yesterday, downstairs here at the town hall, we had a recycling committee meeting. We had a pretty good attendance. Everybody was there. Mr. Davis was there and accepted a position as alternate. I have his paperwork.
Mr. Davis?
Scott Davis.
Okay.
Scott Davis. I have the
Yep.
application. I should have got this out first. Sarah Bernier from Waste Zero came and made a presentation. I'm going to read to you what I wrote. I'm the secretary for the, and these are going to be the submitted minutes of that meeting. I think I covered everything, but listen to the presentation and then ask questions. I'll try to fill in, but I think I got the gist of it here. Waste Zero, first off, the woman's name is Sarah Bernier. Waste Zero is a company that sells and services recycling bags and pay-as-you-throw systems. They may or may not do other things, but they do that for a fact. They have bags, and they're printed in color of our choosing, and with the printing or logo of our choice. They come in cases of 200 bags. They do print a 1-800 number on the bag so that anyone with a bag-related issue can directly call the company, so that they won't be calling the Public Works or Town Hall. It'll say right on the bag to call the 800 number. They currently do business in 42 states and work with over 800 communities. They have a number of bag thicknesses to choose from. The bag that we were looking at is 1.5 mils. Now, I have a whole fistful of them, but they're in the back of my car, which is sitting right over there. I will get them so that you can see, but they're comparable to my Great Escape bag trick bags from last year. The sizes are the same, but I'll get the exact thing. The sizes that we looked at are 33-gallon and 15-gallon. Everyone in the room checks out the bags and agrees that they're sturdy and tough. Both Al and Sandy were there at our meeting and saw the bags. They can be ordered by one of our locations, wherever we choose, on Tuesday for deliveries on Friday. They can insert any printed information we specify into the individual sleeves, because they'll be sold in sleeves of 5 or 10. The Sarah Bernier stated that the bags hold an average of 22 pounds, the larger ones. So I guess it depends on what you put in the bag, but a discussion that takes place about the comparative advantages of thick bags as opposed to a thinner bag. Thicker bag will hold more weight and provide extra toughness. They'll make good on the statements made at the town meeting. Residents will be glad to note that the bags are well constructed. Downside is that the bags are then heavier and tend to cause more neck and shoulder injuries suffered by the pickup people. In the end, it is felt that the maximum weight of the bags was spelled out in the current ordinance, and it was best to recommend the thicker bags. Sarah states that the municipalities that they've been working with have experienced a 43% average reduction in their MSW tonnage. But she says that we can expect 30 to 35% almost at once. And then it says Joe will bring samples of the bag to the selectmen's meeting, but, you know, here we are, right? The next thing is that Waste Zero does the wraparound work involved. They order and store the bags. They get the bags delivered to the vendors of our choice. They do the billing. They disperse the funds on a monthly basis. They provide a monthly report by location as to the amount of bags sold, money collected, and any location that might be in arrears. The stores receive an invoice upon delivery and have 30 days to remit payment. After 45 days without payment, bags are no longer shipped to that location. The town would be notified of anyone in arrears before service was shut off. This Sarah Bernier could not provide specifics as to the bag or the price of the bags under any scenario. She did give figures of 13 and 26 cents respectively, but stated it depended on the level of service involved. We can just buy the bags and get them sent to us, and we do the rest. We can get the bags, they will send them out and account for them, and we do the billing. The bags are priceless individually if they are providing other aspects of the system. If they are doing the administrative and whatever, the bag price is one thing. If they're just selling bags, the bag price is something else. Okay. Let me see. How we pay for the bags also depends on which options we choose. They will bill us for a quantity of bags that we order or deduct their payment on a monthly basis. The pricing is either per bag or an option that provides for Waste Zero to receive 20% of tipping fees below a certain threshold.
What?
Yeah. Yep.
If our target is 35% and we get to 37% recycling, Waste Zero would receive 20% of the 2% difference. Now, I don't think I put it in here, but we haven't got yet what those figures look like. If we buy the bags and get them, just buy the bags, no revenue sharing, we're going to pay more per bag, but there's no screwing around with remitting tipping fees, and that's my thoughts on that one. But hey, she provided us with the term of service paper and a copy of a standard contract. Tim had some concerns with the language and with regard to exclusivity, and said he would be in touch with Sarah once he had read the entire contract. Eric Prue, committee member, suggested that perhaps a fee paid by Waste Zero should be paid for that clause in the contract, but I asked her to come back and make a presentation next Thursday, April 11th, here before the Board of Selectmen. That's the end of that section of the minutes. Now, my own observation is this woman was unprepared. She was unprepared. They've worked in 42 states with over 800 communities, and she didn't have a ballpark figure, didn't have a throw-it-out-there figure for what the bags would cost.
But you brought 2 bags.
Well, she brought 2 bags, but the fees slide all over the place. Now, other communities in the area are using predominantly Waste Zero, and they've tried other things, but find that this is what works best for them. I don't have anything to compare it to. There's boxes and things, but all they do is sell bags. And we can buy bags from Waste Zero, and we don't have to mess around with anything. We buy bags, they ship them to Public Works or whatever, and they're on us.
Right.
Or they administer
How much
the
are
rest
they?
of that. Huh?
Oh, she couldn't tell us. It just depended.
It's hanging in the air.
Yeah.
And Tim had concerns, I had concerns.
Yes,
It was, I thought she should have been more prepared. But, okie dokie, she agreed she was coming. She's getting her figures together. She's going to have a presentation with money and what the options actually cost.
To who? Us?
Yeah,
To us, yes.
next week. Now,
Next week? No.
the opposite side of that is that we're looking at the 1st of July. Before, if we did it next week, we're looking at the 1st of July to be actually having the time to get these on the shelf and get them distributed. So we're getting pushed out again.
Well,
I thought the 1st of July was the...
Pay as you throw. But at this point, 1st of July is the earliest that we could do it. Before it was a choice, now it's not a choice, apparently.
I guess my opinion of what happened yesterday was, I agree with you. I thought she came totally unprepared. There were many things that she was asked that she should have been able to answer and put I don't know, but I can't imagine that the rest of the board would feel any different than I do. The idea of somebody coming in and taking over such total control, from an accounting point of view, generally the person doing the books doesn't really like other people having any kind of effect on what they're doing. And I could tell by looking at Tim, especially when he went like this, that he just shut her out. So, the fact that here she is trying to make this presentation to us, she can't answer our questions, but she's telling us that the real way that they like to do it is they're the ones that do everything. And they will send us a monthly report, and they will send us whatever monies we have coming in at the end of the month with this monthly report. And, I know, and let me say right up front, I understand that the committee went off in this direction because the less the town had to do, they felt, the better for the town. We wouldn't have to look at more hours and this and that. But at the same time, right now especially, you're only talking about 4, maybe 5 vendors from one end of town to the other. It would not be that difficult, depending on what kind of numbers she comes back with, if we buy bags outright and then Waste Zero has nothing else to do with what we're doing.
That is a viable option.
Right.
I don't know what that looks like. I don't know how we set that up right offhand.
Right.
But that's certainly, I don't know the difference in the prices because she's going to get those back to us.
She was very cagey about, she didn't know.
She didn't know. I don't know if it was caginess. I just think she didn't know.
No, she didn't come prepared. I mean, I'm not really sure what she thought.
Where are the proposals from the other companies that bid it?
I don't know that there are any.
I thought I read that 3
There's
bids went out.
one, I don't know if it's a proposal.
Why aren't
There is one other company, Bags, Tags, and Containers,
Why aren't
that
there
expressed
other...
an interest.
Right. Have you gone, if you put in 1.5 mil plastic trash bags on the internet, and if you just Google that, there's hundreds and hundreds of companies that come up that just sell you those bags.
Send it any way you want.
But I know, but, would the committee be adverse to sending out a bunch of bids to say, hey, this is what we're looking for, this is what we want, and then getting bids back?
I don't think so. No, I mean, hell, the
two
committee
things-
serves at the pleasure of the selectmen,
But
really.
there's three bids that went out. There's 3 inquiries that went out. We only got 1 back. I mean, if there were half a dozen or a dozen that went out,
I don't know how many, I read, you threw out a number of, hundreds of companies?
well,
I'm not sure how many, now really, I'm not sure how many companies there are that sell these bags with the printing on them and whatever. To the best of my knowledge, at this point, there's 2 in New England that do it.
Two in England?
2 in New England.
Oh, New England.
Now, there's probably bags all over the country as well that would ship them wherever we wanted to go. What does that look like with regard to them storing the bags? Do we have to order 500 cases of them to get the bags?
Well,
that's
I don't
the
know.
thing. I don't know.
I could endeavor to find out, though.
my problem, Joe, is, not only did she come and was totally unprepared, but then she left this contract with us, which really,
There's a section in there
Here, I'll
that
send-
is completely out of hand. I won't discuss the term, but,
right,
I'll sell
yeah.
you bags, but I want a piece of the pie.
right.
I'm sorry, but you're not getting a piece of the pie.
There were issues. Now, I don't want to say that Waste Zero wouldn't be a good company. And it's just unfortunate that when the young lady came to do this presentation, she didn't come prepared to do the presentation, which, leaves most of the questions in my mind. Now, I could be totally off base. Maybe next week, if she comes and gives us a presentation, that she'll have
All of our previous projections were based on 30 cents per bag, our cost.
Yeah.
which was a little high for what the ballpark number she threw out. So it was based on 30 cents per bag average, and the little bags are less than the big bags. So.
But we don't know yet what
Good
her
chat
her
now with
price
this
is.
I'm thinking we're going to pretty much be paying 30 cents per bag, no matter what we do, but I don't know that.
Right.
So it's just chat now.
So, anyway, that was,
But no, I have no objections whatsoever. I'll bring that up on Monday.
okay.
I think it does give me pause. Certainly, we should be researching other avenues, although I expect the Waste Zero people to get back to us with a firm proposal. What would it cost? Regardless of how the presentation went yesterday.
Great.
Let me see. In addition, are there any other questions concerning the bags? All right. The issue of how do we go with regard to selling the bags? Where are we going to sell them? The thing that we've been talking about in the recycling committee is smaller local vendors.
Great.
5, 6 smaller local vendors. It seems good on several levels, but there's also a side to it that a lot of people don't go to those places. They go to, we'll say Market Basket, but they go to the larger box stores, whether it's Walmart or whatever, and having them in those locations is a convenience for the residents.
Right.
It's more inconvenient to have to go to the smaller location for a number of them. So the issue of convenience has to, for the most people, has to be taken into account. But we have to decide where we're going to do it. So some thought has to be given to the pros and cons. The last time we went to ask, the little guys were willing to do it. Got the runaround from boxy stores. Market Basket, no. Walmart, no. Shaw's, no. They don't. It doesn't generate any revenue,
Right.
and they just don't do it. Apparently, at least at that time, Walgreens said they would, but everybody, all the other locations said no.
Well, how about Hannaford's?
Hannaford's I didn't go to.
Oh, because she used that as an example of one that does carry them in Maine.
Actually, I think Shaw's down here has Samerton.
Yeah.
And Market Basket carries Concords, but they do it in those locations, and it's not a
Right.
matter of... It seemed like it was really starting to get difficult trying to talk to these people. One guy gave me the phone number of a corporate place that gave me the phone number of a recorded message, and I never heard anything back from that. It wasn't very good. We have to talk, I've got feelers out about enforcement issues, how they're doing it in Concord, but they're in the process of changing over. Apparently they didn't have bins. You used your own bin. And that was they're switching to bins.
Okay.
In any case. Let me see, what was the other thing? It was something else. Now I don't recall what it is. And I guess that's it. The next meeting is on Monday of the Recycle Committee at 11 a.m. downstairs. And hopefully we'll get some answers about the enforcement. And the other thing is downtown. Please start to think about what does downtown look like.
Great.
I don't know, but those bins, a lot of people aren't using bins now for their MSW, and I don't know if that's because they don't have a place to store the bins, or is that going to be a problem? And picking up bins every other week, right? They pick up every week downtown, but every other week there would be MSW and recycling bins.
Most of the apartment dwellers don't have a place to store those bins.
So now what do we do?
right.
So, thinking about what this looks like, and do you give, an apartment building 2 giant ones and they keep them out back? Are we gonna, there's a potential for doing something that morning out behind the buildings instead of on the sidewalk?
Right,
Because they're 2 different trucks,
right. Yep,
I don't know, but we're gonna have to start thinking about that.
okay.
Also, the color of the bags.
Well,
I know, but no matter where we get them, we have to decide on the color of the bags and what we would have printed on them.
I thought the pink ones were nice.
Actually, you know what? The Waste Zero woman said, and I quote, "The pink ones are the hottest seller."
Yep.
They can't have red because it's biohazard, and the purple bags, maroon, she says, are in Concord, but those pink bags apparently...
Won't happen
the
here.
pink bags,
You could be outvoted.
they're the hottest bag on the market.
Not by me.
And just another reason for Pat not to like Waste Zero.
I think it should be orange or bright green or,
I actually have the orange one down in my...
Don't tell me it's in your car.
No, that's in the bags that I had for samples. Hey, if we've got 5 minutes, give me 5 minutes, let me get those bags.
We got 4 minutes.
got
but we have to
4
do the
minutes
presentation.
before
Yeah,
the
we're going to
swearing in
start with the
ceremony.
police.
How you doing? They're working.
You're 3 minutes short.
Where's he going?
You guys
Get the
can come and
bag.
sit down.
You guys can all go.
Yeah,
We don't bite. As of right now.
Please, no.
Catherine bites a little bit. Right?
What?
You know a little bit. Yeah, I prefer
Mary
dog.
Papers.
I'm definitely not going this time.
What?
I'm definitely not going.
Waste Zero? I just emailed one, asking for a price.
Absolutely not. Am I going to that company? No way.
Okay, sorry, beautiful. You grew up quick.
Sorry, I got it. I was
Sorry,
calling you.
Pat. Sorry, Pat. You won't slap me now or later.
No, that's good.
I didn't know I was going to interrupt you. You all right? It's a great picture of us.
Joe?
Okay, the townwide yard sale is going to be held, rain or shine, April
Oh, is
27th.
that back on?
We're ready.
Oh, it's on, right?
Okay, I'm sorry, Joe.
Okay, just in case, the townwide yard sale is going to be held, rain or shine, on Saturday, April 27th. We're going to have notifications on the website. We're going to advertise in the local newspapers.
Okay.
$5 to sign up. You can sign up at Town Hall. We're going to, I guess that's it, actually.
What are the hours?
The hours of 8 o'clock till whenever, 4 or 5 o'clock. We're not going to have a give it away free day.
You're not?
We're not going to sponsor it. People can do what they like, but they were kind of locked in to rush and get their stuff off the front lawn
Oh, okay.
because, hey, that stuff is free now.
Got it.
Became a problem, I guess.
Okay.
And the chief is looking into having a permanent use medication drop
Good.
here in the town of Tilton at the police station. I believe it's located at the police station. But he's checking on what the regulations are, I guess.
Okay.
But that's the hot news, and that's all from Recycling Land for now.
Next week, Senator Forrester will be at the Tilton Senior Center at 6:30 to 8 p.m. I didn't know whether the board wanted to come in a little earlier and get our business done. She will be talking on the LGC, what's happening there, the,
What's the date on that one?
Thursday,
Yeah, okay, what, next Thursday?
11, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
she's, I'm sorry, wait a minute. She's there on April 9th. I'm sorry, it's April 9th at 7 PM is on LGC. And April 18th, she will be there at the Tilton Senior Center for the Affordable Care Act.
And here on the 11th?
No,
No,
What's that date again?
Senator Forrester isn't here on the 11th, right? No.
Okay,
She's, April 9th,
What I
she's at
just heard,
the
too.
Tilton Senior Center
okay.
to discuss what's going on with the LGC and the forum and so on and so forth, and the monies that the towns are receiving back. And then on April 18th, she will be back at the senior center, and that's the night that I didn't know if you wanted to come in a little bit earlier and then go up there. That will be on the Affordable Care Act
On the 18th?
on the 18th.
Okay. I'm okay with that.
We can do that.
Okay.
What, how early is early, he said?
6:30 to 8 is when the forum
What
is.
time do you want to come in?
3:30?
3:30-ish.
yeah.
If we don't have any appointments, that would be fine. There's not much going on, it would be a perfect time, so 3:30? All right, and then 6:30 to 8, senior center. So no appointments that night, Catherine, okay? All right,
Ready to move these cameras?
yeah.
Okay. I have, unfortunately, a couple of questions on these. This one isn't denied or granted. I mean, it looks like it's granted, but it seems,
Income exceeds established
but
limit.
that's for this elderly exemption. But this one looks like it was going to be checked,
Okay, yeah, it does, doesn't
but
it?
it's not checked.
Total exemption, veterans, okay.
And then this one is denied, but did not say honorable, was just under general honorable.
Huh?
Is honorable honorable? Are
Yeah,
there levels of honorable?
no.
Well, I'm confused.
All right, let's put stickers on these. Good catch. Catherine, we have questions on these.
Okay. I'm good.
I was gonna say, I've got some of these stickers on the back of my thing. You want these?
Nobody's signed this. This is on hold. Why don't you put one on that? And then this is on hold. You know what? Let's use these. Let's use these.
Okay, that's she needs, oh, this
That.
one.
Let's try hold on it. Thank you.
That's hers. All right.
Under general, Catherine looked it up as well, under general. It's listed on the report.
Well,
And this one, he's already getting the credit, therefore he didn't need to fill it out, he's already getting the children's credit.
so how come we don't just void it?
Because he filled in for the, okay.
Oh. Yeah, okay, thank you.
All right,
Everybody here?
you ready?
She She should make a note here.
Right.
That said already
That
received.
tells it, so we don't have to go through it again.
Yeah, tell her to put in.
I totally agree with you.
Thank you.
Okay, I guess we're ready. So, Officer Pinal, Officer Dawson, give us...
Yeah.
We'll do this one at a time. No, we're here, but we're just going to make you swear one at a time.
Oh.
You ask me,
Oh, go ahead and read.
you're just going to make me do it. Let's see, what about you?
You're so good at it.
Okay. The white, who's gonna, they already got the badges on. Want me to move? No. Move, 'cause you... Oh, I get you. It's a Dawson thing. Okay, I guess Luke, we'll start with you. To the inhabitants of the town of Tilton in the county of Belknap in the state of New Hampshire, whereas there is a vacancy in the position of full-time corporal in the town of Tilton, whereas we, the subscribers, have confidence in your ability and integrity to perform the duties of said office, do hereby appoint Luke Pinal to the position of full-time corporal for the town of Tilton, which shall be effective as of April 4th, 2013. Whereas, upon taking the oath of office and having this appointment and the certificate of said oath of office recorded by the Tilton Town Clerk, you shall have the powers, perform the duties, and be subject to the liabilities of such office until another person shall be chosen and qualified in your stead. And this is given under the hands of the 4th day of April in the year of our Lord, 2013, by the Board of Selectmen. So if you raise your right hand and repeat after me, I, Luke Pinal,
I, Luke Pinal,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully and impartially discharge
that I will faithfully and impartially discharge
and perform all the duties incumbent on me as a full-time corporal
and all the duties incumbent upon me as full-time corporal
for the town of Tilton, New Hampshire,
for the town of Tilton, New Hampshire,
according to the best of my abilities,
according to the best of my abilities,
agreeably to the rules and regulations of the United States Constitution
agreeably to the rules and regulations of the Constitution
and the laws of the state of New Hampshire, so help me God.
and the laws of the state of New Hampshire, so help me God.
Congratulations.
Good. Chief, thank you very much.
I don't need to read the
No.
front, all right? So you repeat after me. I, Matthew Dawson,
I, Matthew Dawson,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully and impartially discharge
that I will faithfully and impartially discharge
and perform all the duties incumbent on me
and perform all the duties incumbent upon me
as a full-time corporal for the town of Tilton, New Hampshire. As a full-time corporal.
as a full-time corporal of the town of Tilton, New Hampshire,
According to the best of my abilities,
according to the best of my abilities,
agreeably to the rules and regulations
agreeably to the rules and regulations
of the United States Constitution and the laws of the state of New Hampshire.
of the United States Constitution and
The laws of the state of New Hampshire.
laws of the state of New Hampshire.
So help me God.
So help me God. Thank you.
Step aside so that's fair.
So Matt's the one who wants to come up and have a couple photos.
You want to do your thing first?
Yeah, do one more thing.
I'm open to this.
I was gonna do one more, remember? Yeah.
I have one more thing too. If I could have Nate Buffington come on up. Well, thank you guys for all coming tonight. Obviously, I'm very proud of all the officers we have. We have a team of superstars. Every day and night when they go to work, I just hope that they have fun, that they're safe, and that they make you proud and they go home at the end of their shift. Those are my simple rules and philosophies. And I'm blessed at the fact that they do that every day and every night. And they risk their lives for the town of Tilton and the residents and the people that pass through Tilton. But especially tonight, I get the privilege to recognize a couple people who worked extremely hard over the last couple years. And it's an honor for a chief to be able to do this, but tonight you guys have the privilege of watching these two officers get the Meritorious Service Award tonight for their hard work and dedication on a case that lasted over a year. So let me read this, and I have to put my glasses. On November 4, 2011, 3 armed men wearing screen masks walked into the K Jewelers at Tanger Outlets. They ordered all the customers and employees on the ground as they smashed all the glass cases and removed the jewelry. After a 10-month investigation, Tilton Police Department detectives identified and arrested the suspects responsible. The robbery crew responsible for this armed robbery was from Los Angeles and had committed 3 armed robberies in New Hampshire in 3 months. Working with Manchester Police and the FBI, these armed suspects were also charged with the Hanous Jewelers robbery in October 2011 and the Northeast Credit Union robbery in December 2011. Both detectives went above and beyond the call of duty, putting months of investigation in 12 to 14-hour days to bring this case to a close. Had it not been for their dedication and determination, these dangerous suspects would have most likely still be out there committing violent crimes and endangering the public. For this reason, I am awarding Detective Matt Dawson and Detective Nate Buffington the Meritorious Conduct Award, which shall be retained for life. Their service during the investigation was exemplary, and for that, I would like to recognize them. If I could just... Very proud of them. If I could get Luke back up here, and Matt, if you could stay here.
Yep.
And the rest of the supervisors that are here tonight, if you guys could come up too for a photo. And then we'll have everybody.
Where are we looking?
All right, guys, can you come up? Gary, Steve, Chris, come on up.
Let's do the name details in front. Thanks. Hello, Stevie. Good looking people.
Super.
Okay, good. Matt, you want to have?
Yeah, that's right.
You guys want to come up? Yeah. Real quick, it's painless.
Sorry. And soccer. Sure, Rich. Thoughts and prayers went to you guys.
So great with him.
How are
Mike, Tommy, Ted, you guys come up too? Come on in, Kathy. You gotta get in here too.
Catherine,
Go, Captain.
you? Getting called into the game.
get over here. The family.
Here, pin drop.
Come on up, everybody. Honey, you and your family. Come on, your family.
Oh, yeah, you only get one shot at this.
Yeah, you still get me money. I know. Close enough.
This is my
86
fiance.
days, 86
And well, my future in-laws, her parents.
Oh, yay.
No, your mom is, you can sit. Ay, ay, ay. No, we can't do that. I don't know who I'm looking at.
Wait for it.
Okay.
Linda, Rich, you guys want to come up? All right. Thanks, guys.
Well, thank you, everybody. The board has coffee and
Yep.
I think it looks like there's some cake over there, so help yourself.
More responsibilities, right? Things that they have to do.
Oh, yeah. They have to respond to all the calls, and then they have to watch the shift, and they're the lead person on it at any given time. It's the next step in the evolution for a regular guy to get work his way.
Well, I'm glad to hear.
Second.
All in favor?
All those in favor? Aye.
Yes, yes.
Your message.
It's in front of Kat.